Welcome to All About Money on HKIBC. I'm Chloe Feng. Hong Kong is turning into a ghost town. Streets are empty as businesses shut down because COVID has infected employees. Many outlets direct customers to their websites for online purchases. Others, including restaurants, are closed. Facing such tremendous pressure, many small and medium-sized enterprises are worried whether they can survive. The financial chief has doled up some relief measures in his budget, but are they enough? Let's ask Michael Hui, who joins us via Zoom. He's the chairman of the Small and Medium Enterprises Committee in Hong Kong, the managing director of Freedom Industrial Corporation, and the vice president of the Hong Kong Chinese Importers and Exporters Association. Welcome to the show, Mr. Hui. Thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you, Chloe. Thank you for having me.
So before we move on to more details about the SME situation in Hong Kong, can you first introduce a little bit about your own company? So how has your business been doing in recent weeks?
Well, we are in the apparel manufacturing and trading business, mainly import-exports of clothing items from China to all over the world. And since the COVID, this two years, businesses was at the beginning, the business was quite affected because a lot of countries were closed down and their markets were not operating. But after about 6 months to 9 months, everyone realized that they do need the economy running as usual. So orders have been coming back. In fact, because of the manufacturing bases in other third world countries are not opening up or are not operating smoothly, a lot of orders are coming towards Hong Kong and China. And our business have come back at least, if not even, it's not too bad from pre-COVID period. But lucky, well, I guess I can consider ourselves lucky. A lot of trading companies, having similar situation. But as you said before, it's totally different, situation for local businesses like for retail or restaurants or those facial or haircut places. These are the really affected enterprises from the COVID situation nowadays.
Right. So at the moment, you're on Chinese mainland, right? So can you tell us, why are you there at the moment? And did you encounter any challenges from the quarantine measures?
This is the fourth time I have been quarantined 4 times since this beginning of the COVID. Reason is because, like a lot of SMEs, actually our operations is in Hong Kong and also in China. So we rely on a lot of development and production and also the daily operation of the companies in China. So some of our staff and also myself, we just come in and out of China and to oversee our operation. And it's difficult because it used to be 14 days and people were complaining 14 days were a long time. Now it's 21 days. And imagine sitting alone in a hotel room for 21 days. And you cannot order takeout or delivery. You have to eat the hotel food every day, repeatedly. And it gives you a lot of time to think about your life and plan for the business.
Exactly. So you are the managing director of Freedom Industrial Corporation, right? So it's focusing on the garments. Can you also tell us a little bit more about how your sector has been affected, especially after the current fifth wave in Hong Kong? Do you know any other companies encountering difficulties after the outbreak recently in your sector?
In our sector, actually, it's not as bad as the other ones. But of course, with the social distancing, with people locking up at home or not too afraid to go out, or you don't need to go. A lot of people don't need to go to the office. They work from home. So clothing sales is not as good as before, you can imagine. And for manufacturing and also for getting new customers, our challenge is to somehow work with our clients in order to develop new styles for them. But then you don't see each other, so you rely on courier, and for sometimes the flight was canceled or restricted, so delivery was not on time. And also another thing is without exhibition and also us flying over to the other countries to see our customers or potential customers, it's difficult for us to develop some new business. So we have been doing business as usual, but it's not. I'm not gaining new customers, and that's difficult for a lot of SMEs, because we do a lot of them rely on trade shows and overseas trips to see new clients. So we hope that this situation can be solved as soon as possible, so we can travel once again and do all the trade shows, or do all the business.
Also, tell us a little bit more about the SME's current situation in Hong Kong, especially after we know that there are some relief measures to help them to survive. But how effective are those measures?
Okay, every year in the financial secretary budget, there are the usual lower the tax rate or the rent, the government rent, and also subsidies in water or sewage and other government charges. These are people expect them already every year. And then there are a couple of things that they raise up this year. Number one is the SME loan guarantee scheme that they have run last year, and they have I think this year they have maxed it to instead of 24 months, it will be 27 months, and then to make the loan amount bigger to help SMEs to be relieved. And then another one is the ECIC, the Export Credit Insurance Corporation, is extending their guarantee up to something like $54 million. That will help out a lot of export companies into getting their business to do bigger amounts. And of course, a lot of people talk about this, the rental, the 3 months, you cannot chase after the rent, that situation. I think it's very controversial.
How so?
Well, number one, we do have some small properties we rent out to other SMEs, and some properties we paid off already. So it's nice to have extra money come in to help our business. Some of the properties we haven't paid it off, so we rely on the rent money to pay the mortgage. Okay, now if you let us or let the renter to delay their payment for 3 to 6 months, how am I going to explain to my bank? I know the financial secretary has said that, hey, we will talk to the bank into helping you guys into maybe extend the term, or just not chase after you. Okay, if my question is, these banks, they have to answer to, if they are a public company, they have to answer to their shareholders. Is this, can this be done so easily? And number two, after this, would my credit or my company's credit in the bank be ruined? I mean, they will see that, hey, this guy is taking opportunities into not paying us on time. Would that be, a big froze in my credit, account or my credit report, that I have a big question mark on it. And on top of that, if one of our tenants is taking this opportunity to delay payment, now I have to think about if I want to renew the rental agreement next time when things come out, because I do need I rely on that money. I do need someone to be paying on time. So I think a lot of landlords are thinking about the same way. And even before this government, proposal, actually we have been talking with our tenants into reducing their rents and helping them out to keep business going. So I think it's better that way. Let the market take care of themselves instead of pushing something in to disrupt the gentleman agreement or the legal agreement. Actually, it's a tenant agreement. It's legal. So I don't think it's a good thing. The intention might be good, but I don't think the outcome would be as ideal as what the government is thinking.
Right. So actually, the financial chief is also working on further implementation of that rental relief regulation or the rental relief law, right? But actually, at the moment, there is another concern that maybe the current restrictions might be extended to even later time, and there's also some rumors about the possible lockdown. With this kind of atmosphere, how will the SMEs facing extra challenge at the moment? Can you also share with us a little bit? And what are the sectors that will be hit hard, furthermore?
Well, I think we are seeing that already with restaurants and a lot of hair salon, a gym, and facial or massage places, and a lot of smaller retailers for clothing or for non-essential items. They are getting hit quite hard. It's a difficult situation, and I think instead of just helping them financially or pushing the bills, something like the rental relief, the government should, do this lockdown quickly, get it over with, so people can get back on making business, instead of dragging it out for months. And the latest is the lockdown might be end of March, which is still almost a month away. I think I'm not sure if any small business can survive that long. I just wish that they do it as soon as possible, get it over with, and a lot of fear is created by uncertainties. And look at the markets now, supermarkets and the wet market nowadays full of people. Why? Because they don't know what's going on in the next few days or the coming week. The government really have to stand strong, put a foot down, and get something done quickly.
Okay, let's take a short break for now. Coming up next, we will talk more about Hong Kong's economic development as well as how to maintain its international financial hub status. Stay tuned.